All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025 Property Committee meeting. It is 5 p.m. and time to go ahead and bring our meeting to order. Number one is roll call. We do have a quorum present this evening, and we've had a request from Member Tompkins to call in. So seeing that we do have an in-person quorum, having conducted the opening roll call and declared a quorum is physically present, I'd like to inform committee that Member Tompkins has requested to participate remotely under County Board Rule 2020 in accordance with the Opening Meetings Act. Notice was received from Member Tompkins in accordance with our rules. Per Board Rule 2020, Member Tompkins will be authorized to attend the meeting electronically if a motion to approve the member's electronic attendance is made, seconded, and adopted by the majority of the members of the committee. May I have a motion to approve Member Tompkins' remote attendance? Motion by Member Duffy. Do I have a second? Second by Member Bangert. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries, and please let the record show that Member Tompkins is present for tonight's meeting. Item number 2 on the agenda, appearance by members of the public or county employees. And I heard a ding. I just want to clarify, do we have Member Tompkins on? Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Thank you very much for joining us, Member Tompkins. Moving along to members of the public or county employees, I believe Administrator Taylor, you mentioned we don't have any who have applied to speak this evening.
That is correct. We've had no requests this evening.
All right, with no requests, that carries us on to item 3, our consent agenda, with the approval of the minutes for November 4th, 2025 regular meeting, and the recommended approval of the bills and transfers, if any, to the county board. Might I have a motion for the consent agenda? Motion by Member Bell and a second. Second by Member Bangert. All of those in favor of approving our consent agenda, which includes the minutes and the approval of the bills and transfers, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Moving on to item 4, departmental matters, we get to welcome our Director of Facilities Management, Mr. Joe Gaither. Welcome, Mr. Gaither. 4A has 2 items for action this evening. 4A, 1A is the request approval of an emergency appropriation ordinance amending the McLean County fiscal year 2025 combined annual appropriation and budget ordinance. Might I have a motion? Motion by Member Duffy. Second. Second by Member O'Neill. Mr. Gaither, over to you.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I'm just getting up to speed here on that.
Yeah, no worries.
This is for our animal services building, I believe, here. And it's the appropriations on this. I apologize, I'm catching.
You're good. We can have Administrator Taylor give us a quick briefing and you can
Happy
fill
to
in the
give an
holes.
All right,
assist.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
So this is for our FF&E, and this is the cleanup that would allow us to add into our budget lines for the final furniture, fixtures, and equipment for the animal services building. Then that allows us to reconcile all of that with the PBC. So it's a cleanup.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Comments or questions from the committee tonight? Seeing no comments or questions, let's go ahead and put 4A, 1A to a vote. That is the request approval of an emergency appropriation ordinance amending the McLean County fiscal year 2025 combined annual appropriation and budget ordinance. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
That motion carries. Whoop. Item number 4A, 1B is the request approval of a contract with Core Construction Services of Illinois Incorporated for construction management services for the rehabilitation of the Fairview Building Project. Might I have a motion? Motion by Member Bell and a second by Member Duffy. Mr. Gaither, anything that we should be aware of with the Core Construction Services project?
Not this time. It's more of a standardized contract for the construction management on this project as we start to move forward.
Certainly exciting to see that one continuing forward. I know it's something that we've talked about quite a bit, something that we're going to be talking about at great length as we go forward. Let's see if there are any comments or questions on this item from the committee. Member Duffy.
Yeah, it was a specific question for the rehab. I remember when we took that property tour with you guys, and you kind of highlighted I think it was the terrazzo flooring. Do you know if with this rehab, they were able to preserve it? Or I wasn't sure if you were privy to that.
We're right at the front end of that. We actually have some, as we move forward, we'll have some more information out there. We're just right at the very front, on the very preliminary. They haven't even really got their teeth cut on it yet. So unfortunately, it's too early to be able to tell for sure.
I got you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Additional comments or questions? Seeing none, let's go ahead and put 4A1B to a vote. That's the request approval of a contract with Core Construction Services of Illinois Incorporated for construction management services for the rehabilitation of the Fairview Building Project. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. 4A2 is where we go to items for information. Starting off with 2A, the monthly report. Mr. Gaither.
Thank you. As we've moved into the winter months, we've been doing a lot of our work on our heating and cooling, more along the lines of heating, and then winterizing our cooling equipment. So that's been a large portion of what we've been doing, obviously. With the weather that we've just experienced in the last week, we've actually got to put that equipment to use. So lots of snow removal and salting of ice and stuff. So it's been a busy start to this season. So honestly, hope that does not continue, but it looks like it may for this year. So we'll continue along those lines. So I think one of the big things we have is, if you look at the animal services, the fencing and the security area has been finished up. Just a lot of that stuff's been buttoned up out there. We've got to start moving into actually for us, the gears side of the HVAC equipment, make sure everything's working like it should. So for us, it's a little more exciting. For us, it's probably a little bit more boring for other people, but that's one of the big ones for us, is getting to actually see that building in operation. So
Appreciate your excitement. Thank you for all of the work that you all have done to be able to have that excitement. And thank you very much for all of the effort and long hours over the snow instances, as well as the efforts that have kept our buildings warm for everybody.
thank you. We did have some volunteers as well. I don't know if anybody's had a chance to see, but at the beginning of November, we lit the Law and Justice Center green for Veterans Awareness, and then this past weekend it turned red and green, moving into the holiday season, and there's some holiday decorum up in the buildings if you've got a chance to see that. So we've had some public volunteers that have come in, some Cub Scouts, and some different agencies that have come in and helped our team decorate. So
Fantastic. That's great to hear. Additional comments or questions from the committee on the monthly report? All right, we'll carry on along to 2B with the fire pump.
thank you. So this was brought to your attention last week under the emergency appropriation. It's the control panel on our fire pump at the Law and Justice Center. Basically, what happens is if there's a call for the system to come online, your pressure in that system will lower, which encourages that pump to kick on to push to the higher floors in the building. And it's just that control panel. All the functionality works. It's just the control panel that does that signaling is what is not currently working correctly. So we have everything in place. If we do have an emergency, we've got people in place to make sure that everything goes off accordingly. We did get the quote back, the total cost for the repair, and we just wanted to bring that this month so that you guys were aware of the actual dollar amount on that.
Thank you very much. Definitely appreciate the closing the loop on that, as well as providing that figure. Comments or questions from the committee on the fire pump? Anything else from the Facilities Management Department?
Not at this time.
All right. Let us carry on to 4B. This is where we would get to welcome our Director of Parks and Recreation, Mr. Mike Steffa, who's unable to be with us this evening. Mr. Steffa has no action items, but does have items for information in the way of A, with the monthly report, B, with the end of year report, and then wanted to pause and see, was there anything else that Mr. Steffa carried forward or wanted us to be aware of that was outside of the report tonight?
No, he gave his apologies. He was unable to attend tonight, but we will see him again next month. I think he wanted you to note the end of year numbers. He was excited that they're standing strong post-COVID. And as we go into the new season, the winter season is their planning season for Parks and Rec. And so I know that they're making some efforts on their long-term plans, but also plans for 2026. And so it's nice to see that the park is still being utilized in heavy numbers, and will grow a better McLean County by continuing with those plans.
Comments or questions regarding Mr. Steffa's reports? One thing I do want to shout out, it's great to see that I remember in this committee a couple years ago, we were talking about the camping numbers being so high, higher than what we had seen in the past. It's really nice to see post-COVID times, those camping numbers still increasing, seeing it higher over the years past. So that's great to see that the community is really still rallying around such an awesome resource that we have in McLean County. So if we did have any direct questions for Mr. Steffa regarding the end of year report piece, shall we hold those over until next month and maybe discuss those with him at that time?
If that's the committee's will, I believe that would be the best practice.
Excellent.
Tony Grant and I could attempt to answer questions, but I would not want to steal Mr. Steffa's thunder. So if there's anything that you think is imperative to address this month, we could certainly give it our best shot. But otherwise, I would recommend waiting for Mr. Steffa.
Yep. We can take that next month during the information during that other section, so we don't have to carry the report forward, and just notate and be able to share our questions as well as our thanks with him at that time. All right, let's go ahead and carry forward to item 4C, where we get to connect with our county administrator, Ms. Cassie Taylor. It looks like Ms. Taylor has 4 items for action this evening, starting with 4C1A. That's the request approval of a lease agreement between the County of McLean and Veterans Assistance Commission for office space located in the building 200 West Front Street, Bloomington, Illinois building. Might I have a motion to put it on the floor for discussion? Motion by Member Bell and a second by Member Duffy. Ms. Taylor, over to you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Lehman. So this is our annual lease with the VAC. They've been present in our building at 200 West Front for several years now. So this is just their annual lease. There's no change.
Comments or questions from the committee? All right, seeing none, let's go ahead and vote on 4C1A, the request approval of the lease agreement between the McLean County and Veterans Assistance Commission for the office space located in the 200 West Front building. All of those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Item 4C1B is the request approval of an amendment to amended and restated lease between County of McLean and the Public Building Commission. Might I have a motion? Motion by Member Duffy, second by Member Banger. Administrator Taylor.
Thank you, Vice Chair. This is our annual restated lease that was amended a few years back to include all of our properties onto one lease agreement. This is amending it to include the 2026 amounts. After the approval of this committee and the full board, it would then go to our PBC in January.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Comments or questions from the committee? All right, seeing none, let's go ahead and vote on 4C1B. It's the request approval of the amendment to the amended and restated lease between County of McLean and the Public Building Commission. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? And that motion carries. 4C1C is the request approval of amendment to contract for operation and maintenance between County of McLean and the Public Building Commission. Might I have a motion? Motion by Member Bell and a second. Second by Member O'Neill. Administrator Taylor.
Thank you. Similar to the last action item, this is the second part, which handles the operation and maintenance agreement between the PBC and McLean County for our buildings.
Thank you very much. Comments or questions on the operation and maintenance piece? Seeing none, voting on 4C1C. That's a request approval of the amendment to the contract for operation and maintenance between the County of McLean and the Public Building Commission. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. 4C1D is a request approval of proposed artwork to the electric utility cabinet on the corner of Front and East Street. Might I have a motion? Motion by Member Duffy. Might I have a second? Second by Member Bangert. Administrator Taylor.
Thank you. This request is from a community group that has proposed artwork on the utility cabinet that's on the corner as you walk into the building on the Front Street side. It is to commemorate and to celebrate the circus performers that perform downtown, and also the trapeze artists that used the old YMCA building to go across to the old courthouse where we currently have our history museum. And so we have been assured by the group that in conjunction with communications with facilities, that this would not impact in any way the functionality of that unit. It's a wrap that would go around the outside, but it would bring some interest and conversation piece to that space and to commemorate the history of the downtown.
Excellent. Thank you, Administrator Taylor. Comments or questions from the committee? What a fun and great way to liven up a standard utility piece and also bring some of our community's history full circle. I think it's a really fun proposal. So with no other comments or questions from the committee, let's go ahead and put this one to a vote. So 4C1D is a request approval of the proposed artwork to the electric utility cabinet on the front, or on the corner of Front and East Street. All of those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Administrator Taylor, any other items to be presented for information this evening?
I just want to give a thank you to the facilities team, day in and day out. They're dealing with emergencies and unexpected changes to their schedules, and even in the midst of all of that and a heavy snowstorm, they had a group that volunteered to come in with our community volunteers to decorate for the holidays. I would also like to bring to your attention that they decorated the 2 trees outside of this boardroom, one for McLean County Green and one for City of Bloomington Red. So if you missed that as you were coming in, please note it as you're going out. Thank you guys for all your hard work and for your attention to detail in all of the areas of McLean County that is in your purview.
Love that. Thank you all very much. Comments or questions from the committee for Administrator Taylor? All right, with none, that carries us on to number 5, other business and communications. Our next meeting is January 6th, 2026 at 5 p.m. And with no other comments or questions from the committee, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much for your service to the county.